You should turn it up and point that at the mic.
Fool. You know how
Hello, friends! Welcome to User Friendly, the best show in the world. My name is Roberto Hoyos, and I am the co-host, and also I founded a company called Throwboy. This is my friend.
Erfon Elijah, and I am from a little podcast you may have heard of called The Cultcast. And I'm here with the photo bomber herself, Little Penny Lane. If you guys watched our last episode, I didn't know. I guess you saw it, and I didn't.
I saw it in the camera here.
I didn't see it in the camera at all. I was totally oblivious to the fact that she was behind us photobombing. So I'm going to put her down, and let's see her try to jump back up here in 2 seconds. But dude, tell us about what User Friendly is.
All right, User Friendly is a weekly show that talks about technology, stuff on the web that we like, and just stuff that's geeky and cool.
All things geek.
Yeah, and we're back for another edition. And,
Yes, we are.
We're all jazzed up to talk.
I'm so jazzed right now. We actually have a lot of good stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, and today was a good day.
Dun,
Wrong song
there. I'm making her bob her head. Look at that. We'd both be like, whoa. She's really into this. So, before we get started, fun announcement. Actually, 2 fun announcements. We are both going to be on Cultcast tomorrow with Jeff Kanata. So, you've been on the Cultcast once before.
Yep.
And that was fun.
Yep, I drank the Kool-Aid that day.
I was like, dude, look, the only condition is you have to pretend that you like the show. I know it's tough because this show's kind of weird. But, so it's going to be great.
My natural, talents don't shine through as much on that show.
Yeah, and it's like whenever you're on someone else's podcast, you just don't really know what you can say.
I'm good on camera, you know.
Yeah, those pearly whites really help you a lot. And so it's gonna be fun. We're gonna have Jeff Kanata from the Totally Rad Show on, which I've been trying to get him on for probably 3 months. Mm-hmm. And if you've watched these episodes before, you've probably heard me talk about it. He's said he was going to be on and then had to cancel. So finally, we're going to have him on. We're going to be talking about the Totally Rad Show, his new Kickstarter, and then, of course, his favorite Apple stuff. Since it's an Apple show, we're going to be talking about his favorite apps and tech and stuff.
I want to know a little bit about the editing process for some of the shows that he's been on.
You mean like Totally Rad Show?
Yeah.
That's actually a really great question.
I mean, I know it's Snoop Mikey that does it, but maybe
Yeah.
he can give us a little bit more insight on when
How the whole thing works?
record it, you know?
Yeah.
Did they just sit in front of a green screen, or how did they?
Well, I know they sat in front of a green screen.
I know that.
Oh, okay, and then
Wait,
how
so
the whole thing works?
the explosion wasn't a real?
That part was real.
pyrotechnic
Yeah, they all
effect?
had fireworks attached to their head, and when they punched them, it exploded. And new injuries were made each week. So, and then also, we were going to talk about our Netflix review.
Yes, our Netflix review. Stay tuned, because that's at the end.
Yeah, that's right. We promise we'll mention it sometime in the show.
We leave you cliffhanging, so you'll watch the rest of the show.
Okay, yes, but we should mention Netflix review is a new segment that we're doing where we pick a movie that's available on Netflix Instant.
Yes, sir.
So that you can actually watch it with us. We'll announce it at the end of this show. And then next week, we'll actually review it. So you can have a whole week to watch the show and maybe watch it 2 hours before the show starts like I did last week.
It still counts.
It still counts as long as you watch it. And that way, when we're reviewing it, you actually know what the heck we're talking about. So one of my favorite segments.
I have a really cool thing I'm just going to throw in real quick.
All right, throw it.
I would like just to make a shout out to Lisa, who sent me an email at questions@throwboy.com. And she said, my boyfriend made me watch User Friendly show last weekend.
We hear that a lot.
Which I loved.
Yeah.
We don't usually hear the second part, which I love.
Yeah.
Roberto showed a pillow fighter, which I loved even more. And now she's talking about her tech blog. So I just wanted to shout out to her tech blog that she's creating. It's called leadergeeks.com. So guys, go check that out, because I thought that was very nice that she said that she liked the show.
And the
pillow fighter.
And the pillow fighters, which of course
is that
the new products. Did you release it since our last show?
Yeah, man. Throwboy.etsy.com.
Okay.
We have 3 kinds. We have the white classic version.
Mm-hmm.
We have the pillow fighter that looks like Spider-Man, and the pillow fighters that look like the Ninja Turtles.
I think those are probably the most popular
And everyone,
ones, right?
yeah, like that's going really good. So
That's awesome.
I'm excited. But anyway, let's get into the show.
Well, actually, one more thing. Actually, I guess this is the first part of this show. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the state of user-friendly.
the state of the union.
The state of the
User.
user-friendly.
All right.
We've been doing it for a year, and we just hit a really major milestone, at least for us. So
Episode 60.
63.
No, it's episode 60.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I get confused because this one and Cultcast are so close to each other.
Oh, that's why he doesn't want to talk about that. He wants to talk about something else.
So we're at episode 60, and as many of you know, we mentioned earlier that our host Blip is featuring podcasts now that they really like, and we've been featured twice now as a top tech podcast.
We didn't even really understand what happened. We thought it was a glitch in the system.
Yeah, we thought it was a glitch.
We
We
thought-
our viewers like skyrocketed so high.
Maybe some like lowly engineer at Blip was watching us and decided to troll his friends and put us on the tech top. But what happened was Blip is actually they sent out a mass like blog post or email or whatever, and they said that they're really trying to seek out like good web series, episodic web series on their service, and they're trying to encourage people that if you're not doing that kind of stuff, probably Blip is not a good place for you. If you're just uploading,
And
like,
they just booted him.
yeah, if you're uploading like your friend getting kicked in the nuts, probably put that on YouTube. You know,
Unless it's happening once a week, you
Yeah.
make an episode out of it.
which brings us to our
Which
spin-off
one?
show.
We're bringing you a new show, User Nutley. We kick each other in the nuts. We're gonna alternate back and forth.
I would watch that. But yeah, so it was really cool that they're actually trying to highlight some shows that, you know, put effort into doing a show a week.
I know. It's kind of like,
And,
wow. I guess we're an original web series.
Yeah, that's what they kept calling it. So that was really good. So Blip, thank you. You guys are watching. So
Yeah, if you're watching, yes.
thank you very much. We user friendly appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, I was telling you, I actually watch quite a few shows that use Blip as a host, and they do really good, you know, weekly content and everything like that. So I'm glad that we're kind of in that umbrella now.
Yeah, I didn't realize they had so many other shows on that website. You guys should check them out. They actually have a ton of great stuff there. But also, the major milestone I was thinking of was we just hit. So we're regularly getting 1,000 views an episode now, which I know doesn't sound like a lot.
Yeah.
But in the world of creating little podcasts that just go out into the ether that usually no one watches.
Yeah.
1,000 views a week consistently is great.
From two schmoes that no one knows.
Two schmoes. That should become our new
Yeah, I know.
tagline. Did you make that up or did you
Yeah,
steal
just
that?
now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
The show with
TM.
two schmoes that no one knows.
But really, though, I mean, you know, it's funny because I think about like old podcasts like Dignation, and I think it was like episode 2. They're like, we reached like 6 million downloads. It's like, well, they had a following.
Yeah,
And podcasts back then were brand new. So you're right. Like the landscape is totally different. If you start a
It
podcast
is.
tomorrow, it's not impossible. And if you do good content, you probably will get seen at some point. But you know, it's like there's a lot of competition, right?
There's a lot of competition and there's zero startup effort. You know, it's like anyone can start doing this. In fact, a question I get all the time is, hey, you know, like, what do you do to start podcasting? You know, can you give me any advice? I just got that question today, actually, and I'm always telling people, I'm like, do something that you love.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of work, and you have to make sure that you come at it every week. You have to commit. In fact, we've talked about this before. One of the reasons that this show works is because we're committed to doing it every week. Like, we do it. Like, we're not like, oh, I can't make it today.
Yeah.
We move stuff out of the way, and we make this show a priority so that we can bring you a new episode every week. And then we enjoy it. You know, like, we have a good time when we're doing it. So, for everyone that's stuck with us, for everyone that's new to the show, thank you for watching. It means a lot to us. And, you know, reaching 1,000 views a week may not sound like a lot, but it means a lot to me, and I think it probably means a lot to you. You're like, no.
Yeah, no, it does.
I'm cool.
It does. Don't make me the
It really
aloof
means
guy.
it really means a lot to me, but
Like-
not so much Roberto. So
Yeah.
follow me on Twitter.
I can't even see myself now.
All right. Anyway,
But for our show that got featured, we got just, as a contrast.
Yeah, sure.
We got like 15,000 views.
Yeah. So I tweeted, or I messaged Roberta, and I was like, I think there's like something wrong with our tracker because we have like 6,000 views in our last episode. This is when like a week and a half after it happened because Blip didn't tell us that they featured us.
Yeah.
So he's like, what? And we both started looking at it, and I was like, I don't know what happened, but our views skyrocketed.
Yeah.
And we got a bunch of new reviews on iTunes and stuff, so we started searching for it, and then that's when we figured it out. But
yeah.
in any case,
so that's the milestone that we.
That was the milestone that I just wanted to mark it in time, because I mean, it's just tough getting that many views. So thank you for watching.
Good night.
Let's give the people what they want.
All right.
Which is not us talking about ourselves for the next.
Yeah, I know, man.
Actually, maybe they do like that.
Filibustering.
Filibuster.
All right,
let's talk about Facebook.
Yes.
Because this is hot news, and
That's what they come here for.
that's what you guys obviously come here for.
Yeah.
Is the breaking news each week. Actually, surprisingly, we cover a lot of stuff that I see covered 2 or 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
It's actually really surprising because it's not like it's hard to find this stuff, but we talk about stuff and then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, I read about it on other websites. So in a way, we are pretty cutting edge.
Yeah.
Facebook is totally redesigning their timeline.
And newsfeed.
Aren't those the same thing?
No, because the other one, that's an official blog post from Facebook that says timeline, and there's another official blog post from Facebook that says new newsfeed.
Ah, interesting. What is all this stuff?
We'll have to talk about it, man.
Oh,
Go up to the top though.
Okay.
You're like
I'm at the
somewhere-
bottom.
yeah,
Okay, cool. So for those of you who've been watching for a while, I freaking hate the current Facebook UI.
Yeah.
From the moment they put it out there, I was like, this is garbage.
The moment they shat this on me.
Yeah, what designer shat this into their system? Because it looks awful. It was confusing.
Yeah.
And they did a bunch of really strange things. Like they moved your post all over your page. So like you're like never really sure where your new posts are.
Yeah, they tried to like Pinterest it or something. Because they would
Yes.
be like 2003, 2007.
Yeah, and you'll have like the same post show up in both like different columns. They had a 3-column design.
Yeah.
That I thought was utterly confusing. And for photographers out there, it was particularly bad because Facebook went ahead and made the executive decision that they're going to make all your photos square. Mm-hmm. So you'll take a really beautiful shot and Facebook's just going to be like, oh, hey, we're just going to make this into a square and cut out, a third of your image for you.
Right. And no one clicks on it because it was a picture of a deer over here.
Yeah, exactly.
And all you have is
all
like
there is like a road
tree.
and a tree.
Yeah.
It zoomed in on that.
Yeah.
And so I really wasn't a fan of that at all. So it looks like this is going to be a much slicker design. We should probably film this.
Yeah,
huh?
I'm going to do it.
Okay.
So anyway, goodbye
clutter. So it looks to me like they're moving back to just a plain 2-column feed, which will be so great.
Kind of looks like tweet bot, like on the side or
Oh wow! What is this?
this thing you see.
Yes, this is great. Look how easy. See, this actually looks good.
Describe it.
So, for those not watching the feed, they have all of your applications in the left-hand window. They have the content that's being posted in your timeline front and center, so it has a picture of the person's avatar.
Looks a lot wider than it used to be.
The videos and the photos now are full frame, so that's good. And it just looks much cleaner. And this is great.
It's gonna look supposedly alike on mobile.
Yes, so that's kind of been the big push. Is Facebook wants you to have the same experience on their website as you do on mobile, because they're like everyone's using mobile anyway. So let's see
it does
here.
look way simpler. Like, yeah.
So now let's hope this changes. So Facebook sharing right now is really stupid. Like I really hate the fact that when they say share, you're like, oh, okay, cool, because I want to tweet this.
And
it's a
only
share
share-
to it's a share to Facebook.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to be adding a share to
Probably
other
not.
social networks.
Probably not, but we'll see.
Dude, you would think. It's like, come on, guys. Let me see here.
I always find it very confusing that you can't find a simple... there's like fb.me or something is their URL shortener. But it's always like, when does that come up? Do you have to tweet it and then it auto shortens it? Do you have to use Twitter to auto shorten it? Like, there should be a simple share... and then it lets you do the the small URL, the short URL.
Yeah,
But
that would
I don't
be
know
cool
why
too.
it never does that.
I like this. So events are going into the timeline now. Look how easy this is. Have you ever been invited to an event and you had no idea? It happens to me all the time. Like, I never know that I get invited to Facebook events. So now they have to show up in your timeline. You can join them right there. Mm-hmm. So get Facebook just how you want it with the choice of feeds. Oh, cool. So now you can choose what kind of feed you want. You can follow groups, photos, all your friends, some friends, recent stuff, music, and just have that stuff show up on your feed. That's actually really handy. And then
they change it so much.
Dude, they changed it a ton.
Let's check out the video.
Okay, let's watch a little bit of the video.
It's gonna be so pitchy.
Hi, I'm Mark.
So when we talked to people about how we can make their newsfeed better, one of the things that we heard over and over again was, my newsfeed is cluttered. So this was a little bit of a spring cleaning for us.
First thing that you're going to notice when you come to your newsfeed is photo stories, which we've taken from these tiny little thumbnails and really blown them up.
You have these rich previews of articles that your friends have shared or maps that show the restaurant that they checked in at last night.
You know, every single story that you see in the newsfeed has been completely redesigned, and yet hopefully it still carries the essence of what makes that story important. This is like going from a little Trinitron 20 centimeter TV to buying a widescreen.
Most people, when they come to the site and they just have a few minutes, they see what's in their newsfeed and they see just the surface of what's happening there. And so one of the things we've added is feeds where now if you have a few extra minutes and you...
That's enough.
So Roberto's phone ran out of space.
Yeah.
You know what? That freaking happens to me now too. You know why? Vine.
Oh, I delete those.
You do? Everyone's creating Vine vids, and those things take up so much space. Man, I was really enjoying that video, too.
Well, I mean, I don't want to edit 2 splices, so...
So we're going to just move on. I'm actually really excited about this. What do you think?
I'm not really excited about it, but it's going to be cool. My sister has, like, a modified version of the current one.
Uh-huh.
Like, her... You know how your... your notifications are on the left top. Mm-hmm. Hers are on the right top now, and I'm like, what happened? She's like, I don't know, it just changed. So I think they've been kind of moving some people
maybe they're like A/B testing.
Maybe because it just looks slightly different from mine.
Huh, interesting.
But anyway, I don't know. It will be interesting to see. I guess I want to see how it behaves with pages, because I always like to know how that goes, how the page stuff for Throwboy goes out, you know, how it's viewed and everything like that. So what is it that you like about it?
I just love that it's much cleaner. I like that there's a lot of elements that are in Facebook that were previously kind of hidden, like events, photos, at least the whole photos, the whole videos. They're now going to be front and center. They're getting rid of all that crap that was really confusing and that stupid, ridiculous 3-column design. And they're like, hey, everything that you're going to need to access your stuff, like your buttons and stuff, we're just going to put off to the side, and we're going to make all the content front and center like it should have been in the first place.
Yeah.
Now there's an easy to follow chronological order. So new stuff's at the top. Old stuff's at the bottom. Middle stuff's in the middle. That was the way it used to work, and it was very easy to follow. You always knew when something was new because it was at the top.
Yeah.
And when they changed to the 3-column format, I never knew what was new and what wasn't. And I also noticed that when they changed formats to the new design, they made, a lot of people would not comment on my stuff as much because they never really got to see it.
But the 3-column thing you're talking about, that's not the newsfeed, that's the timeline.
Oh, yes. Okay, so that's actually
you're
very
talking
true.
about the timeline. And
Dang it. Let's hope that they change the timeline, too.
You said that they are.
Okay, it looks like they're changing both. That's actually a really good point. So
yeah, because I mean...
The timeline was 1 column before.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the newsfeed was one column before.
It is now.
Yes, it is now.
Yeah.
And they're just improving
widening
it.
it and
Yes.
stuff. Yeah, they're getting rid of, like, right now they have maybe like an inch of space that is like, you know, home, news, whatever, right?
Right.
And now they're shrinking that to icons so that it can be easily accessed without, you know, taking up the wideness of it. But
okay, but it looks like we're getting here. Let's do it with this.
Okay.
It looks like we're getting
a new newsfeed.
A new newsfeed as well. We are getting a new newsfeed as well, but it looks like this is also going to be one or at least 2 columns max. So this is a Facebook blog post. So they're going to be making a bunch of improvements to the timeline as well. They're going to be making it easier to share things that you like Netflix videos, books that you like, music that your friends are listening to, and that type of thing. Oh, this is cool. So the Instagram photos thing gets its own little panel. But I think I really like this the most. I mean, my gosh. So now look, it's like the chronological order yet again. It's like you have your navigation stuff off to the side, and then you actually have a 1-column design for the actual content. I really hope that's what they stick to with that.
I guess the only thing is do you often go to other people's pages? Because that's really the only thing it's useful for, right? It's like a 1-column design.
That's actually a great point. Yeah.
For your own page, but it's not like you don't really use Facebook like that. It's not like MySpace where let me go right on your page, right? I don't really do that very often, I
don't think I do it very often either. But when I do, it will make it easier. Let's say I go to your page, right? I see something in your timeline, and I'm like, oh, I haven't looked at Roberto's page in a while, so I go look at your page, and then I can be like, oh, I can just boom, 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 boom. I can see everything that you've posted.
Yeah,
it's very easy to follow chronological order.
It should have been that way. Yeah, I agree. It's just it's one of those things where it should have been that way, so it's good you redesigned it.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like the behaviors on Facebook aren't usually go to that person's page and put stuff on it.
Yeah,
right?
Usually you're either on your own page
or you're reading the news.
No, you're reading the news feed.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Ruth goes to people's pages all the time. Actually, you do. She's a good friend, though. So, okay, well, I think that's probably
because
it.
you use the newsfeed to keep up with people, right? Unless you really want to go dive into it, I already know that you took a picture of your dog. I don't have to go to your page to find that picture of your dog, right?
Yes, that's true. But I think for me, the newsfeed
is for stalkers.
Is for stalkers for sure. And let's just leave it at that. I go to the newsfeed, and it's kind of like cookie crumbs, right? I may see something that I like and then move on, but I might see something and be like, oh, I want to see the rest of the cookies. So I'll go to your page, and I'm like, look at this huge cookie. This is great. There's so much good stuff here. There are people whose pages I go to every once in a while because I want to catch up on their life. And I'm like, oh, I totally forgot this person exists. Let me see what they're doing in their life.
Okay. All right.
But not with you, because I know everything that's happening in your life. Cool. Well, we're going to talk about one other app, and this is actually hot news too. Dude, hot off the press.
Before we get into that, maybe we should talk about our Netflix.
Okay, that's actually a good call.
Okay.
So, thank you to everyone who is friends with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/user-friendly show. We asked you to suggest Netflix movies that we could watch. We got a ton of suggestions, and I think we picked one, right? Or did you just come out of the...
We picked another one.
Thank you for all your suggestions.
But it doesn't matter, because now we have
picked none of those.
Now we have tons to pick from, right?
Yeah, it's true. We did look at the list, and it was very high caliber, so thank you for all your
I don't know if it was high caliber.
It was great.
They might suck.
No, there were some good ones on there. One of the ones that somebody suggested that I actually really wanted to do, but I think
the Wire one, right?
Man on Wire.
I knew it, because everyone talks about that one, but everyone's like, I really need to watch that one.
We've talked about it before.
I haven't, because I've never seen it.
You've never seen Man on Wire?
No. I don't even think that's on Netflix Instant anymore. That's so old.
I swear that you and I covered this in a previous podcast.
No.
You've never seen Man on Wire. Do you even know what it's about?
A Man on a Wire.
It's about a guy who walks across a tightrope. Mm-hmm. No, doesn't ring any bells.
I haven't seen it.
Well, that's why I'm trying to get you to remember, because I swear that you did.
No, it's been it used to be on the front page of Netflix forever, and I just never watched it.
Oh, we should definitely watch that one
instead of this one.
No, not instead of this one. Next time.
Okay.
Man on Wire, we're gonna review that. That is probably in my top 10 documentaries I've ever seen. It's incredible.
Well, then you should have suggested it.
Well, I thought we'd already talked about it.
We watched Bird on a Wire with Goldie Hawn.
That was a good documentary. Okay, let's talk about this next one then.
All right.
So we're gonna be watching. Let me bring it up. Everything or Nothing. Never mind. Yeah, Everything or Nothing.
Yeah, Everything or Nothing.
Which is?
It is a documentary about James Bond. James Bond.
Okay.
And it
I heard it was shaken, not stirred.
yeah, it is. It actually goes through the whole story of how James Bond was created, from the writer Ian Fleming's novels all the way up to like right now Daniel Craig James Bond. So it goes through every actor. They interview every actor that's ever played James Bond.
Wow, this does sound cool.
It's really, really good.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
They talk about they talk to the producers, because there was actually a consistent 2 producers for almost the entire run. There's some conflicting things going on there, because some people thought they had the rights to James Bond. So it's really interesting.
So okay, interesting.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of James Bond, even if you're not, you should totally watch this. It's really good, and like I said, it's really cool because it's new, and it starts with the Daniel Craig James Bond. And
when did the documentary come out?
Like 2011 or 10.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. So
2012.
Okay, yeah.
Came out in 2012. It's 98 minutes. It's unrated.
So yeah, Everything or Nothing, James Bond,
cool.
on Netflix Instant, and we will be reviewing that next week.
Yeah.
We'll post it on Facebook just in case. And
cool. This is good. It's got 4 stars
we hope
on
that
Netflix.
you like it. Yeah.
Or 5. And then the next time we'll definitely have to do Man on Wire, because that documentary is great. And actually, somebody else suggested we watch this entire House of Cards.
I saw that. Yeah.
Series. If you're not familiar with House of Cards, it's a Netflix original series, and it stars Kevin Spacey, and it's a what genre is it? It's a drama. And then the reason this has been such like big news is because Netflix basically went into their database and said, what do people like? What are people watching? They're watching dramas, and they're watching Kevin Spacey. So what did? They made a drama with Kevin Spacey as an original series, that hoping people would like it. Dude, freaking rated 4.5 stars.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
I don't know. I guess I could watch. I don't really like Kevin Spacey, so.
What? Netflix knows that you like him. You don't know that you like him.
I just want to watch Canine PI with John Belushi. James Belushi.
I would totally watch that.
Or
Stop or my mom will shoot with Sly
Stallone.
That arguably is one of the best movie covers in movie history.
Speaking of that, I actually found that there's a wealth of full Golden Girls episodes on YouTube that you can watch. So go do that.
Okay. Thank you for telling us about that.
And being a friend.
All right.
Last story
of the day. Let's talk about Wunderlist. There's some news coming out of the internet about them. Before we talk about what the news is, let me tell you about what Wunderlist does.
Mm-hmm.
I get asked this all the time. It's our most popular Cultcast question. People always ask me, what apps do you use? What utilities do you use that you love?
Yeah.
Roberto gets annoyed because we talk about it on the show, even though we cover it, I swear, like every 2 weeks.
You can't talk about it over
It's
and
like,
over
stop
and
talking
over.
about it. But we get asked this all the time. In fact, somebody just asked me on Twitter today.
If only there was a way you could tell your listeners to go listen to a past episode.
I know. I never remember what stuff or what episode stuff is on. I wish I did. So, Wunderlist is one of my favorite, actually probably my favorite to-do application. It's great because, first of all, it's free.
That's cool.
And second of all, they just released a new update, which the UI is fantastic, super easy to use, and they have free clients on everything. Windows Phone, iPhone, iPad. They have a Mac app that you can download, all free, and they all sync in the cloud.
What is it? A to-do list?
It's a to-do list.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can. It's like reminders for Mac in iPhone, except it actually works and it's way better, and the UI is good.
Okay.
In fact, Apple should probably buy them. Everything's synced in the cloud, so you tap a to-do list item on your iPhone and it's completed. It's completed on your iPad. It's completed on your computer. I love it. Go check it out. But they just announced news today that they're becoming much more than a to-do list. They are adding Wunderlist content. So you can add content from stuff that you find on the web, very similar to my other favorite utility, Evernote, which allows you to clip stuff from the internet. It's actually how I create the agenda for every Cultcast. I clip stuff from the internet with Wunderlist's
Evernote.
with Evernote's little clipping thing that you can keep in your browser. Actually, they have a extension for Chrome that works really well.
That's nice.
And you just categorize the story, and it tracks all that stuff for you. It syncs with all your devices. Rather than me talk about it more, why don't we just watch this little video that neither of us have seen?
Okay.
And it's about 1 minute and 19 seconds. Let's check it out.
Hi there, let's get you started with Add to Wunderlist. The Add to Wunderlist browser extension is available for Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. You can use it to save your favorite content from the web. After installing the extension, you'll find the Add to Wunderlist button next to the navigation bar. To make it even easier, we've added a second Add to Wunderlist button directly into your favorite websites.
Interesting.
By clicking here, you can instantly turn any email into a task in Wunderlist. The subject will become the task name and the rest of the email is attached as a note. When shopping on Amazon, ASOS, eBay, and Etsy, you can save all your must-have items and keep them in one central location, your Wunderlist wishlist. We've also built Add to Wunderlist into Twitter, YouTube, Wikipedia, and Hacker News, so you can save handy articles and videos for
Hacker
later.
News.
Yeah.
And if you're a movie buff, you can also keep track of the films you want to watch when browsing IMDb. But no matter which website you visit, you can always click this Add to Wunderlist button. The title of the page becomes the item name, and the URL will be added as a note, which you can also edit. Before clicking Done, you can add a star and choose the list to send it to.
Huh.
And that's Add to Wunderlist.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. So is it...
Hacker News. Remember, Wunderlist, remind me to go make snarky comment on story.
Yeah.
Set a reminder for tomorrow at 11 a.m.
So is it only... Do those buttons only show up if you have it installed? Or do those buttons... Are they just like Facebook like buttons?
That's a great question. My guess is...
Go to Amazon and click on anything and see if it has that.
Amazon.com...
Because that's a pretty big push if they're just
if they must have had Amazon integrate. I don't see the Wunderlist button
Go down a
though.
little. Where are their buttons at all? Oh,
share.
maybe you have to download the new. Well, you have it, right?
I have
you don't have it.
Wunderlist.
You don't have it updated, maybe.
I don't have it updated. Maybe there's probably an update. But do you think that would affect like the? Man, no updates for Wunderlist. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
I really don't understand how it does that.
My guess is they're just gonna have the button on the website, and then if you click it, it'll take you to Wunderlist page. Be like, you should install Wunderlist. That'd be my guess.
That's the only way you can have a button appear on somebody else's website, correct?
No, I mean they could hard code it in. Amazon could.
No. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like that's the only way that somebody.
As
could have
far
a
as
button.
I know, yeah. Like
Right.
you can't have your app add stuff to a web page.
To a web page, right? It can only add stuff to like a menu bar or something like that.
Yes, that's my guess. I'm not a developer, so at least not anymore. So I'm not sure.
That must mean that they're just pushing it everywhere. It's going to be on Wikipedia. And
Well,
everything.
dude, that's kind of what
like
it sounds
Evernote
like.
doesn't even have that.
Yeah,
And
and
this company doesn't make money.
That's the other thing I was going to mention. Wunderlist, as far as I know, doesn't have a business plan.
Huh.
Like they don't have a revenue stream. Yeah, I'm sure they have a revenue model they're working on, but they don't charge for their service. It's totally free. So I don't really know how they're making money doing this. But, honestly, looking at the examples, like it looks more like it is to-do focused.
Yeah.
I mean, Evernote's web clipper is amazing. I mean, it will save just text. It'll save images. It'll save entire web pages.
Yeah.
You can add notes and tags and all sorts of stuff. If you're not using Evernote,
What's wrong with you?
it's free too. You need to start using it. It's freaking great.
I use it on mobile primarily,
Yeah.
and it works really well. Like if I'm on what's it called, Flipboard, I can save to Evernote.
Yes, and a lot of popular sites you can save to Evernote. I use Zite, which is basically like it creates like a magazine of stories that it thinks that you might like, and you can save those to your Evernote notebooks, and then they all sync across all your devices. I use it as a reference tool. What do you normally use Evernote as?
Either a simple to-do or just something that I really want to make sure I keep. Like, I don't know. Sometimes like I use it for like an email template once in a while. Sometimes, not usually. But then and I use it for the show.
Cool.
But if it's like something I really know that I want to keep there, and I don't want it to be floating around in like Apple's notes or something. I'm like, I'll use Evernote because I just trust it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and they have a paid revenue thing too, but you never actually need to use it. They kind of limit you on space.
Yeah.
I've never even come close to my limit.
Yeah, I haven't either. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's because everything I do is text, but...
So as far as like keeping track of content, I think that I'll try this Wunderlist thing, and see how it works. It kind of seems to me that Evernote works better for keeping track of content.
It might be too late for you to switch to something different, though, you know? Like if your workflow is all around using Evernote clippings.
Interesting.
So yeah, interesting. They're going to be on Amazon, Gmail, Etsy, Wikipedia, Yahoo Mail, YouTube. That's crazy. Like
So it says install the extension.
Oh, okay. So it's an extension.
Let's see what happens. I'm going to click the extension thing.
And then the button shows up. That makes way more sense because I'm like, really? They're going to be just like a button
Add to
everywhere?
Chrome. And then checking. I love Chrome, man. You know, I love Safari too because it integrates with Apple's core services, you know, like cloud, like tabs in the cloud and that type of thing. But Chrome is really a great browser. I wish that it integrated with... Okay, so I've installed the extension now, so that must be what you have to do. And let's see. Let's go back to the page I was on, which is the Kindle Fire page, and see if it shows up.
No.
No, it doesn't. So I mean, I can
making that up.
So I can click the
It shows up as an extension book, like a bookmark button.
Yeah. Oh wait, I just saw it. Did you see it?
No.
It's right there.
Oh yeah.
Add to Wunderlist. It puts a button.
Let's see here.
Yeah. Okay. So it puts a button right above the add to wish list. There it is, right there. So, and then when I installed the extension, it put that little guy right there. And if I click on it, let's see here.
It tells you to log in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna log in.
So it's a Chrome extension.
Yeah, so it's a Chrome extension,
Or
and I guess it's an extension for Safari as well. So you have to install the extension to make it work.
I like that. That's cool. I think the idea of using it for like one centralized wish list, that's kind of cool. Because you know, if you browse lots of different shopping sites, that's nice. I wonder how it integrates with other random shopping sites. You know what I mean? Like if throwboy.com, like how would that work? You know, like does it show up there, or does it only show up for selected ones that they approved, or what? You know, because like if you're shopping just all around the internet, you know, if it has that button, that would be cool. But I guess you don't really need it. I guess if you have the button up there.
Yeah, if you have the extension for like Evernote installed in Chrome, then no matter where you go, you can save content that you love. I kind of feel like Evernote has become like the next Delicious. Do you remember Delicious? Like it was that web service that Yahoo bought and destroyed that kept track of the URLs that you liked. It was a cloud-based, an online-based like bookmarks service.
Yeah.
And Evernote does that for me now. Like if I find something that's interesting, I can put it into Evernote with the web clipper that just lives in my toolbar.
Yeah.
And then I can tag it, give it notes, even create like categories for stuff.
It's way easier than anybody's built-in bookmarks, except for maybe
way easier. Yeah.
Maybe Safari. Safari actually has great bookmark features, but it's Safari, you know.
And Safari, I love Safari, but my biggest complaint with it is it doesn't support favicons. You know those tiny little images that appear when you're in Google Chrome. Yeah. They appear in your tabs that are across the top. For whatever reason,
they took that out.
Safari doesn't support it.
Oh wait, no, they never did that.
They never supported it, and I really don't like that they don't support it because I love them.
Yeah, some people just eliminate the words and just put the favicon.
Really?
Yeah, I've seen people do that.
Interesting.
I mean, for bookmarks, like the bar. But, yeah, I hate bookmarks in Chrome. Like,
I don't use them either.
It's useless.
Yeah, all I use is the bookmarks bar.
Bookmarks in Firefox sucks. Like, I used to be very, very big into bookmarking.
That's such a great quote. I used to be really big into bookmarking.
Well, who the hell does it now, dude? Like, nobody, right?
Nobody does it.
Like,
yeah,
you just use Google to find it or something, right?
Yeah, right.
But
or I use Evernote now.
Yeah. But you use it for like temporary, right? You don't use it for something you're going to use over and over. You're using it to bookmark a new
Yeah,
news
I'm
story.
using it to track something I may want to revisit in the future.
Right,
But
and
yeah, I
like-
use the bookmark bar for everything else.
But back in the day, I used to use Safari and just put a big old folder full of different stuff that I was going to visit, like on a normal basis. But I don't do that on Chrome because it sucks. Like, it's hard to figure out.
Okay, Penny's back. That must mean that it's time to end the show.
Yeah. All right.
All right, Penny, we're gonna end it right now. So, dude, if I wanted to find out about some Teenage Mutant Ninja Fighters, where would I go to do such things?
Well,
Well-
for that, you can go to the Throwboy Etsy exclusive store, which is just throwboy.etsy.com. Throwboy.com for everything else, pillow related. And me, I am on Twitter. It's just at Roberto Hoyos, RobertoHoyos. What about you?
I'm at Erfon on Twitter, and of course, you can always join us on the Cultcast. Just search for Cultcast on iTunes. And don't forget, Roberto and I are going to be on the Cultcast together for only the second time tomorrow with guest Jeff Kanata, and Buster Heine is going to be joining us as well.
You're going to get 2 days of us.
2 days of two schmoes that no one knows. What more could you ask for at the grocery store? I'm just gonna start rhyming everything so people remember what I had to say. Anyway, hey, we might have a little surprise coming here in the next week or so.
Okay.
Audio related surprise. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And but in the meantime, if you left us a good iTunes review at any of your iTunes stores from all over the world, we love seeing those. Take a screenshot of it and tweet it at either of us. By the way, I'm at ERFON. I don't know if I spelled it before. And, you can always subscribe to the show on iTunes. Just search for User Friendly Show on iTunes. User Friendly Show is all one word. You have to search for it that way.
No,
I
you
don't
can
think
just
it shows
you
up,
can
does
search
it?
user friendly on iTunes. And user friendly is also on YouTube if you want to watch us
Yes.
there. It's just youtube.com/user friendly show.
Exactly.
Blip TV. What's up?
What up, Blip?
And I think that's about all.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you tomorrow on the Cultcast. Well, we won't see you, but
But
we'll hear
will
you
see you back on the couch next week.
next week.